One of the ways to show that we have parallel lines is by using the transitivity of parallel lines. The transitivity of parallel lines says this: if two lines are parallel to the same line, then those two original lines will be parallel. If I have three lines, A, B, and C, if A is parallel to B and C is parallel to B, then A will be parallel to C. I can transit through B to say that A and C are parallel. Another way to show that I have parallel lines is by using the lines perpendicular to a transversal theorem. The lines perpendicular to a transversal theorem says this: if I have a transversal and I have two lines that are perpendicular to that transversal, then those two lines will be parallel. And finally, to show that two lines are parallel, I can use the converse of all of my angle theorems. So if I have two lines and I want to show that they are parallel, I can prove that my alternate exterior angles are congruent, or my alternate interior angles are congruent, or my corresponding angles are congruent. To construct parallel lines, I'm going to first start by drawing in a transversal. And I'm going to label the point of intersection between that transversal and my original line N, point Q. And what I'm going to end up with is I'm going to end up with a line parallel to N through point P. And if I'm going to use the alternate interior angles converse, I need to pick an interior angle around Q and copy it onto P to create the angle that is congruent, so I end up with parallel lines. So the first thing I want to do is I want to pick an interior angle around Q. Well, I have two interior angles around Q. I'm just going to pick this interior angle. And I'm going to copy that angle so that it's congruent to its alternate spot around P. Well, the alternate interior angle with this angle will end up being right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this angle right here. And then by the alternate interior angles converse, my lines created will be parallel. So the first thing I want to do is the construction for copying an angle. I'm going to put my compass point on Q, and I'm going to make an arc that intersects both sides of the angle that I'm trying to copy. Now, without changing my compass width, I'm going to move my compass point to P. Now I'm going to end up copying the angle where this star is, so I'm going to make my arc right here. Now to copy this angle, I need to find this length. So I'm going to mark this point and this point. And I'm going to transfer that length to this point and another point out here. So I'm going to open up my compass. So my compass is exactly this wide. When my compass is exactly this wide, I can transfer that length onto this point. So this length right here is going to be copied to right here. So I've copied angle Q to right here. And I've created this point of intersection. So if I connected P to this point, I would have a perfect copy of angle Q to right here. But what I want to do is I want to extend this line. When I extend that line, I'm going to end up with parallel lines. I've copied the angle around Q to right here. That means that these two angles will be congruent to each other. If I measured these two angles with a protractor, they would be the same. Since these two angles are the same and they're alternate interior angles, by the alternate interior angles converse, those two lines created will be parallel. I can label the the line that I've created M, and I know that M is parallel to N by the alternate interior angles converse.